Ishvarela of the Supreme Lord. Avatara, incarnations. Etina, these three. Prakara, kinds. Amshavatara, partial incarnations. Ara, and. Gunavatara, qualitative incarnations. Shaktyavesavatara, empowered incarnations. Tritiya, the third. Hemata, thus. Amshavatara, partial incarnations. Purusha, the three Purusha incarnations. Matsya, the fish incarnation. Adhika, and so on. Yata, all. Translation: there are three categories of incarnations of Godhead: partial incarnations, qualitative incarnations, and empowered incarnations. The Purushas and Matsya are examples of partial incarnations. There's no purport. So just to situate this verse and chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is starting to write the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, teachings and pastimes of Lord Chaitanya and his devotees, and the Panchatattva. And the beginning of this book and the beginning of this first chapter is of like 10 verses, 10 first verses, which he will, after having given these first verses, he will give an explanation, a purport to each of the verses. So we have been reading the purport to the first verse. And today we are finishing the purport of this first verse. So the first verse was, the title of the chapter is The Spiritual Masters. The first verse was Vande Guru Nisha Bhaktan Isham Ishavatarakan Tat Prakasham Chatak Shakti Krishna Chaitanya Sangyakam. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual masters, the devotees of the Lord's incarnations, his plenary portions, his energies, and the primeval Lord himself, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Well, that's the first verse, and he explains this verse after we have been reading all this explanation of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Starting from verse 34 up to 82. So he has started, Vande Gurun, to explain how Vande is offering obeisances, respectful obeisances to his spiritual masters, Diksha and Shiksha Gurus. And after that, Isha Bhaktan, his offer is obeisances, also respectful obeisances to the devotees of the Lord, Isha Bhaktan. And when we may remember when Krishnadas speaks about the Gurun, he speaks how they are direct representative manifestations of the mercy of the Supreme Lord, both Diksha and Shiksha Gurus. Then after, when he speaks about Isha Bhaktan, the pure devotees of the Lord, he says how there is two kinds of pure devotees. Those who are eternally perfect, Nitya Siddha, they are personal associates of the Lord in his pastimes. And other pure devotees, they are Sadhaka Siddhas, they are neophytes, as the Prabhupada said, neophytes, they are on the path of pure devotion, and they are also offered respectful obeisances as Isha Bhaktan. Then Isham, the Supreme Lord, Ishan Ivatarakan, the incarnations of the Supreme Lord. So, just before we had these few verses about the spiritual masters and the devotees, beautiful verses, you remember the last ones, what is that? Hridayam Sakshat, Sadavo Hridayam Sakshat, Sadavo Hridayam Sakshat. Those, my devotees, endowed with all beautiful qualities of sadhus, Titikshava, Kalonika, those devotees, they are Sakshat Hridayam, they are directly in my heart. The Lord is in the heart of all living entities, as the Supreme Soul, Paramatma. He is in the heart of all living entities, but in a witnessing form. He is witness. But for those living entities who are his pure devotees, then he takes them in his own heart. Because they are also, they keep him not as a Paramatma, but as their object of devotional service, loving service. They keep him in their heart, and the Lord say, yes. I'll just read them again. A pure devotee constantly engaged in the loving service of the Lord is identical with the Lord, who is always seated in his heart. Saints are my heart, and only I am their hearts. They do not know anyone but me, and therefore I do not recognize anyone beside them as mine. Saints of your caliber are themselves places of pilgrimage. Because of their purity, they are constant companions of the Lord, and therefore they can purify even the places of pilgrimage. Such pure devotees are of two types: personal associates, parishats, and neophyte devotees, sadhakas. So this was the first part of this commentary on the first verses of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And today we speak about the other personalities which are offered respectful obeisances by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Three categories of incarnations of Godhead: partial, qualitative, and empowered. So we see that before starting this very beautiful, important, and elevated book, Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is starting by offering respectful obeisances to many different divine personalities. His spiritual masters, the pure devotees of the Lord, the incarnations of the Lord, his energies, and his avatar, and himself as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is this has to be noticed. Before doing any service, we have always to remember that the successful accomplishment of our service is depending upon the mercy of our superiors, teachers, the Lord and his associates, like that. So we are always doing any service, we first put ourselves at the lotus feet of all these divine, loving personalities. Yes. Yes, because we don't want to do a nice work, karma. We don't want to do a nice writing, speech, or understanding, jnana. We want to convey the blessings of the bhakti parampara, blessings of loving service to the Lord. Bhaktyama mamijanati yavanyasha smitadvata, only through this bhakti, which is totally independent from any material assets, karma or jnana, anyabhilashita shunyam, jnana karma anavritam. Only through this bhakti, which is totally independent in herself, let's say, in herself, can we have a real relationship with God, with Krishna. And this relationship, therefore, is a loving relationship which is bestowed upon us, conditioned souls, by the mercy of these divine personalities. So we see how Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is starting Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And this book is extremely elevated. It's even above Srimad Bhagavatam, which is himself the development of Bhagavad Gita. Sarva Dharmam Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Raja. Krishna, at the end of this first teaching, to all of us, he's saying, just surrender completely unto me as a person, Manmana Bhavamad Bhakto. Become my devotee, loving devotee, Bhakta, and think of me with love like that. And all your activities, you depend on me. And then after, when one has accepted this surrender to Krishna, like Arjuna, in same spirit and same practice and same devotion, then the Bhagavatam is revealed to us, which is the pastimes of Krishna and his devotees coming down to us in this world to attract us back home, back to Godhead. So there we discover all the qualities, the names, the forms, the pastimes of Krishna and his devotees on the, all along the 10, 12 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam. And this supreme teaching of Bhagavatam, Aradio Bhagavantarajdesh Tanaya, Tadama Vrindavanam, Srimad Bhagavatam, Purana Malam, teaching Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Bhagavatam is a supreme, pure, sacred scripture, revealed scripture, totally pure. Then to help us to enter into this world of the Lord and his devotees described in Srimad Bhagavatam, then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, Panchatattva, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivas, Adi Gaur Bhaktavrinda, they show us the way, and they show us mercy, and they bestow upon us this loving Shakti, this Ladini Shakti, by which we can progress in this path of Bhakti, Bhakti Marg, yes. So this is Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So after the spiritual masters and the devotees, now we are with incarnations of Godhead, avatar, with the manifestation of Krishna avatar in the Panchatattva. This is Advaita Acharya. And here it is said there is 3 categories of incarnations of Godhead: partial, caritative, empowered. Purusha and Matsya are examples of partial incarnations. The Purusha avatar, which are Karanodakshai Vishnu, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, Kshirodakshai Vishnu. We know that Advaita Acharya is a manifestation of the Purusha avatar, is both Lord Vishnu, Mahavishnu, and also Lord Shiva together. So here we are speaking about Krishna avatar, Ishvarela avatar. Well, such elevated scripture as Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, directly, diving into the ecstatic emotions of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his Panchatattva and his associates. Well, we are starting with looks like quite technical teachings. Maybe a little difficult at first to relate our heart with these teachings of partial incarnations and Purusha and empowered incarnations, and after there is expansions, we will see of Krishna in different forms, the Prakash and Vilas, and so it may be a little surprising. But this is very, very intimate knowledge of the persons of Krishna and his pastime and his devotees. We are not anymore. We have already included in this first beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita. We have already including whatever is before, whole Bhagavad Gita and whole Bhagavatam. And we have been brought to this level of pure life and attraction toward Krishna's name, form, qualities. And therefore we are entering into Krishna's life, into the Vaikuntha life, ultimately the life of Vrindavan life. So this is included, and therefore it is important always to not make a separation between Kurukshetra and Braja pastimes, or the Purusha avatar, and Krishna Balaram. It's all intimate. Just like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna starts the first chapter by giving a general knowledge about the spiritual life, about the soul, about himself, the supreme, and then he said to Arjuna, now listen, listen. I will give you more advanced, more complete knowledge. Asamshayam Samagram, more complete. Asamshayam, and Samagram, no, complete, fully complete, without any doubt left. Things back, and it's complete. And after that, as a chapter, when you know me, you can go back to me, attaining the Supreme, the 8th chapter. And the 9th chapter, idam tute guyatamam, anasuyave. I will give you a knowledge even more confidential, guyam. Why? Because you are anasuyave, you are not envious, you are a devotee, your mental attitude is that of a positive affection for me. You have desire to know more about me. You are not resentful. What is this? Always speaking about God, about the Supreme, the Master, the Controller, and Supreme Enjoyer. No. You want to hear more about Him, about me. So he said, you are not envious. I give you more confidential. So this is even more confidential, because to receive the blessings of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and the Acharyas and Srila Prabhupada from this book, from this reading, and we have to follow the way they give it to us. So it is very instructive. I will read the few verses. There is not much purport. I will read a few verses, finishing the descriptions, purport of this first verse. Okay? So we have been seeing spiritual masters, the pure devotees, now the incarnations, and next verse, Brahma Vishnu Shiva Tina Gunavatare Gani Shaktyavesh Sanakadi Pritu Vyasamuni. Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva are qualitative incarnations, and empowered incarnations are those like the Kumaras, King Prithu, and Mahamuni Vyas, the compiler of the Vedas. So we have been seeing the partial incarnations, then the qualitative incarnations, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and then the Gunavatar, and then empowered incarnations, Shaktya-Vaishavatar. Of course, we must remember always that ete chamsha kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam. It is, we are describing so many different aspects of Godhead, transcendental varieties of divine personalities, but always Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. This is Paribas Sutra verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the key verse of the Bhagavatam. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, as demonstrated to us by Srila Jiva Goswami in his Krishna Sandarbha. So Krishna is the original, and actually this description of this beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita is meant to bring us to offering obeisances in full understanding to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Therefore, it is important to understand ete chamsha kalapumsa, amongst all the amsha, all the parts, full parts, full emanation, complete, not different from him, or partial, or qualitative. Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is himself the original personality of Godhead. So then after the qualitative, after the avatar, Ishvarela avatar, there is the Supreme Lord himself. Dui rupe aye Bhagavanera Prakash, ekate Prakashai arate vilas. The personality of Godhead exhibits himself in two kinds of forms, Prakash and Vilas. So Prabhupada gives us a few examples of these expansions of the original personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. The Supreme Lord expands in his personal forms in two primary categories. The Prakash forms, it's not so difficult. Sometimes in the teachings to Sanatana Goswami, later in Madhya Lila, Lord Chaitanya will speak more about all these different expansions of himself, of Krishna, in more technical and complicated way. But here it's pretty simple, so we can try to focus on that. So there is two primary categories of expansions. Prakash forms, manifested by Lord Krishna for his pastimes, and their features are exactly like his, Prakash, exactly like him. Example, when Lord Krishna married 16,000 queens in Dwarka, he did so with 16,000 Prakash expansions. It was all the same Krishna. Similarly, during the other Prakash manifestations of Krishna, expansions, with Krishna, but many different Krishnas. Rasalila. Similarly, during the Rasa dance, he expanded himself in identical Prakash forms to dance beside each and every gopi simultaneously. When the Lord manifests his Vilas expansions, however, they are all somewhat different in their bodily features, with the first Vilas expansions, the pastime expansions, with a little different from original Krishna. Balaram. Lord Balaram is the first Vilas expansion of Lord Krishna, and other Vilas expansions coming from Lord Balaram. Yeah. The four-handed Narayan forms in Vaikuntha expand from Balaram. And between the Narayan forms there is Sankarshan, like that. There is no difference between the bodily forms of Sri Krishna and Balaram, except that their bodily colors are different. Similarly, Sri Narayan in Vaikuntha has 4 hands, whereas Krishna has only 2. The expansions of the Lord, who manifest such bodily differences, are known as Vilas Vigraha. So there is Prakash Vigraha, Vilas Vigraha, and Prakash Vigraha, Vilas Vigraha, and Archa Vigraha. That's another expansion of Krishna, especially expanded for benefit, because we don't have the adhika, the qualities, and to have the direct darshan of the original form of the Prakash and Vilas Archa. So this is Archa Vigraha, non-different from Krishna, especially merciful to us, sadhakas. Next verse. Ekai vigraya diyaya baurup akarete bidagnai ekai svarup maishi vivaya icheye keilaras iake kaiye krishnera mukhya prakash. When the personality of Godhead expands himself in many forms, all non-different in their features, as Lord Krishna did when he married 16,000 queens and when he performed his rasa dance, such forms of the Lord are called manifested forms. Prakash, manifested. Where is Prakash? Oh yes, in the Damodara Ashtakam. Comment ça commence? Namam Ishvalam Satchitananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Vrajamanam Yashodabiyo Ilukala Davamanam Atyanta Todrutya Gopya. Eh bien, je me suis trompé. C'est fait rien, on a eu l'occasion de se rappeler le divertissement. There's one word, Prakash, in those verses. I know, because Sanatana Goswami comments, and he said, why is it? I don't know. And he said, that's Prakash, it's a manifestation, full manifestation, Prakash, of the spiritual world. It describes, the pastimes of Krishna. So, Prakash means manifested forms. And examples, Chitram Bhateta Dekena Vapusha Yugapat Pritak Griyeshu Dhyasta Sahasram Striya Ekaudavahat. It is astounding that Lord Sri Krishna, who is one without a second, expanded himself in 16,000 similar forms to marry 16,000 queens in their respective homes. From Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto. And the other example, the Prakash forms in the rasa dance, Rasotsvava Sampravrito Gopi Mandala Mandita Yogeshvarena Krishnena Tasamadye Dvayol Dvayo. When Lord Krishna, surrounded by groups of cowherd girls, began the festivities of the rasa dance, the Lord of all mystic powers placed himself between each two girls. We have to remember, it's interesting, it said he's Yogeshvara, he's the Lord of all mystic powers, because the yogis also were not the Supreme Lord, of course. They can manifest, different forms, they expand himself in different forms, like that. But it is limited to 7, 9. That's a chickpea story, how many chickpea we're supposed to eat every day, 3, 10, anyway, it's limited underneath 10, let's say. And they're all the same. That was one Muni, he got a little diversion in his goal, self-realization, and then he had to marry, who is this? Anyway, okay, we miss these stories. No, we are into a Krishna story now. So, they're all the same. So Krishna is Yogeshvara, is a master of all the yogis, So because he can do more than them. He can manifest, 16,000 different 108 forms, all all the same, like that, and they are all doing something different, like that. And rasa dance, same, between each two gopis, and there is millions, billiards of gopis. Pravishtina gritanam kantesva nikatam striya yam maniera nabastavad vimana shataksankulam Divokasham sadaranam atyos chukya britatmanam tato dundu bayanetur nipetu pushpavritstaya. When the cowherd girls and Krishna thus joined together, each girl thought that Krishna was dearly embracing her alone. To behold this wonderful pastime of the Lord, the denizens of heaven and their wives, all very eager to see the dance, flew in the sky in their hundreds of airplanes. They showered flowers and beat sweetly on drums. This you have to beat sweetly on drums, you know. But you are really improving. You know, sometimes you can beat when it's big kirtan, and when it's sweet, you follow also beat. Thank you. This is another quote from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto. Anaketra prakatata rupasya kasya ekada salvatatat sarupeva saprakasha itiryate. If numerous forms, all equal in their features, are displayed simultaneously, such forms are called prakash vigrahas of the Lord. Quotation from Lagu Bhagavatamrita, Srila Rupa Goswami. Yeah, our Lord, we are, into getting into Krishna's world through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna's life, Krishna's personal relationships, the different rasas. Therefore, quickly, Krishnadas is going back to the extraordinary qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is one person, and he can manifest himself, in thousands, billions of himself. Can we do that? No. It's very good because you got already. Gee, one of us is enough, at least already. Anyway, it will be superpopulation of fools and rascals in this world. Like they say now. Difficult to avoid the purports of the COVID-19, today. So they say. Yes, this big pandemic is due to surpopulation. Too many people in the world. Therefore, you cannot have social distanciation like that and too much mixing of like that. Surpopulation. That's the last explanation. That's the conclusion. This is stupid. No surpopulation is ants. World, or the worms' world, or the birds' world, and they don't have to put, a mask and like that. It's like that. Anyway, okay. So yeah, our Krishna, our Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is a very extraordinary person. Can expand in Prakash and Vilas, Balaram and Chaturvyuha and Narayan forms, the first 12 principles Narayan forms. Do you know the name of the 12 principal Narayan forms of Krishna? Come on.
It's which one we say when we got Tilak?
Yeah, Keshava and Vinaya, and in order, it's according to the 4 ants that carry different. So that's the 12 first manifestation of Lord Narayan, each on his Vaikuntha planet, like that. And then Krishna expands as Mahavishnu. Everybody, every pious person is very impressed and often limited to Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu, the creator of the material world, the father of all living entities. This is Advaita Acharya, creator, and Shiva. Impregnates material nature. Yeah. So Mahavishnu, gigantic Mahavishnu lying on the gigantic spiritual ocean, this complete bewildering, mind-blowing, they said, mind-blowing things, But the devotee, let's go back to Lord Chaitanya Krishna. They are mind-blown by the sweet flute sound of Krishna's flute, by the sweet dancing of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and everything like that. Yes. So, and Mahavishnu and Garbhodaksha, and we're going to see many forms of Krishna. Yes. Ekai vigraha kintu akare ayahan aneka prakashai vilastaranam. But when the numerous forms are slightly different from one another, they are called vilas vigraha. Swarupa manyakaram yat tasya bhati vilasata prayanatma samam saktya savilaso nigadyate. When the Lord displays numerous forms with different features by his inconceivable potency, such forms are called vilas vigraha, from the Laghu Bhagavatamrita. Yeah, we are not sahajas, just playing around with a little carrot boy Krishna. No, we are also fully aware. Vaishnavas are not uneducated or unknowledgeable, sentimental, so-called spiritualists who are prakrita sahaja. They are just in a materialistic relationship with the Lord. They bring him down to their own conditioned consciousness, and that's nice, like the Shaktas, the worshippers of the energies. Or today everybody is speaking about the energies. So the Shakta it exists since a long time, and big opposition, especially in Bengal, between the Vaishnava and the Shaktas since always. They worship the energy Durga Ma, Madhustalini, that's the supreme. But where is she's a creator, everything. Where is creation with Ma without Pita? And Aham Bija Pradapita. Krishna is saying, okay, Ma is Sarva Yonishu Kanteya. Yes, but nature is giving bodies, but Krishna is giving life. He's a Pita. So energies. We are not just into this world, energies, this and that. We are very much impressed by energies, by Durga, by all the materialistic science presented in the Veda, because they are coming from Krishna, from the Pita. And for material, one who is still into materialistic goal, or this understanding may help him, slowly to come up the transcendental life of the soul and the Lord. Okay, Vilas Vigraha. Ishvarela, examples of such Vilas Vigraha are Baladev, Narayan in Vaikuntadam, and the Chaturvyuha, Vasudev Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Niruddha. This is all coming from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gornitai. Ishvarela Shaktiya Yetina Prakar, Eka Lakshmigan Pure Maishi Ganahar, Braje Gopi Ganara Sabate Pradhan, Brajendra Nandanyate Swayam Bhagavan. The energies, the concerts of the Supreme Lord are three kinds. So the internal, we are not speaking about the Maya Shakti or Tatastha Shakti, we are speaking about the Chit Shakti, the internal energy of original personality of Godhead, Krishna. So these original energies, these concerts, they are non-different from him. There are the Lakshmis in Vaikuntha, the queens in Dwarka, and the gopis in Vrindavan. The gopis are the best of all, for they have the privilege of serving Sri Krishna, the primeval Lord, the son of the king of Braj. Swayam Rupa Krishnera Kaya Vyuha Tanrasam Bhakta Saite Ayatanala Avarana. The personal associates of the primeval Lord now. Now we are coming to associates, devotees. The personal associates of the primeval Lord Sri Krishna are his devotees who are identical with him. He is complete with his entourage of devotees. We're coming to the end of the explanation of this first verse. The Lord as a, complete absolute truth, the Lord with his different expansions. The personal associates of the primeval Lord, Sri Krishna, are his devotees who are identical with him. He is complete with his entourage of devotees. Purport: Sri Krishna and his various personal expansions are non-different in potential power. Various personal expansions are non-different in potential power. These expansions are associated with these further secondary expansions or servitor expansions who are called devotees. And the last verse of this explanation, for the first verse of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhakta Adikrame Kaila Sabar Vandan E Sabara Vandan Sarva Shubera Karan. Now, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, I have worshipped all the various levels of devotees. Worshipping them is the source of all good fortune. Purport: to offer prayers to the Lord, one should first offer prayers to his devotees and associates. Pratama shloke kai samanya mangala charan, dvitiya shlokete kari vishesha vandan. In the first verse, I have invoked a general benediction, but in the second, I have prayed to the Lord in a particular form. You know, with the second verse of Chaitanya Charitamrita, where he is praying the Lord in a particular form. Now he has first offered respectful obeisances as a blessings to all of us, to a general manifestation of the absolute truth in his different features, expansions, secondary expansions, devotees, and now particular form. What is a particular form that Krishnadas is speaking above in Chaitanya Charitamrita? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the verse is Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Gododai Pushpa Vanto Nityanando Sahodito. Non, Chitro Shando Samonudo. Voilà. I give it to you because, I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, who are like the sun and the moon. They have arisen simultaneously on the horizon of Gauda to dissipate the darkness of ignorance and thus wonderfully bestow benediction upon all. So this is the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita, bestowing benedictions. And first, he offers respectful obeisances. This is also a way for us, inspiration, to see how we can perform genuine devotional service. It has to be obeisances, blessings, and something else, and instructions. Obeisances, blessings, and instructions. Yeah. So this is it. We are, putting ourselves by gradually reading and studying Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. We are putting ourselves under the obeisances, blessings, and instructions of the acharyas and up to Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, who was directly transmitting the teachings of Raghunath Das Goswami. Was, we spent years with Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. So we are, it's not a book, it's alive. And the way to read it not as a book, but as a personality or personalities is to, offer our respectful obeisances to the complete manifestation of the Supreme Lord, not only God, not only the Creator and the Father, but the complete, in His own life. We are brought out of the material world now. We are brought into the spiritual world, the complete manifestation of the Absolute Truth, and then we are begging for blessings. We receive the blessings of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the Lord, and Acharyas, through the next verse, presenting Gaur-Nitai. We will receive blessings, and then we receive instructions, like Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Sarvabhauma, like that. And through the instructions, we may enter into the pastimes, qualities, forms of Krishna through Lord Chaitanya Gaur-Nitai. So this book is very advanced, very elevated. It is meant for devotees who have already realized that they are not the body, that they are surrendered totally to the Supreme Lord Krishna, as in Bhagavad Gita. Is meant to be realized fully by devotees who are given up this material world and associated themselves with the pastimes of the Lord in this world, the avatar in Srimad Bhagavatam, and all his pure devotees. And now Chaitanya Charitamrita is taking us directly into the life, the living, what is Chaitanya Charitamrita? The living conscious, translation of the word. Anyway, in the living world, actual world of the pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna, as we have been given very special access by Gaur-Nitai. So Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Krishna Kilas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai, Sri Prabhupada ki jai, and Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Premanandi.